Hello? Alright. Okay. Hang on. I think Discord... No, not Discord. I think my microphone was about to bamboozle me, but this time I actually checked beforehand. Let's go. I am indeed able to learn. Alright. Greetings, ladies and lads. Welcome to the first painting stream of the year. A little bit late, but I don't know why. Today, I want to start with a project of mine that I have been preparing for quite some time now. And by that I mean I have looked at my shelf for quite some time now, being judged by the miniatures that look back at me. So, I want to finally get through the pile of shame that is surmounting on my shelves. I just recently purchased quite the big Death Korps of Krieg army, I'd say. It's about 40 infantrysts, some support units, I think 4 Tauroxes, and these 5 trench riders. As you can see, they're all proxy, or like, mostly proxy, so you have these entirely 3D printed ones, as well as a bunch of miniatures that are clearly just the Cadian kit with some extra stuff, like the custom helmet and a proper trench backpack. I think they look neat. I think they will do very nicely for a project in mind that I have in mind. And to get kind of a feel for these miniatures and to plan ahead a little bit, I thought, you know, why not start by painting a little bit more of an impressive miniature, and yeah, just see where we'll land. Okay. The first thing I want to do today will be... So, what I want to do for these miniatures is I want to have them, you know, I want to end up with a proper speed painting video. So, I don't know if you know this channel or not, but most of my speed painting videos take at least 40 minutes, if not 60 minutes, to complete a single miniature. Not really what you would think of, you know, when thinking of the word speed paint. I'm quite aware of that. I always justified it with the result of my, you know, miniatures being way above, or at least what I perceive to be above the average speed painting result. But for these miniatures, because they are so many, and because they are guardsmen, and because, I don't know, I want to finally get something done this year, I want to actually have a proper speed painting video. So none of these miniatures should take more than 20 minutes, especially not the core infantry. Of course, the Death Riders may vary. So today we want to experiment a bit with a technique called slap chop, which is something I've never tried before. And for that we basically need a black undercoat, as we have right now, and then a light dry brush, be it light grey or white even. Yeah, I think that's where we'll start, with a white dry brush. Now, these miniatures are 3D printed, at least this rider right here is 3D printed, and it's not a resin print, it's a filament print. So what that means is that we actually are working with layers of filament being printed atop one another, which I personally presume to leave, you know, this structurally kind of texture once the dry brush is applied. And that's what I'm presuming. So I guess, you know, we better get going and find out, eh? I'm taking some model color Vallejo white. It's a paint I've never tried. I've just recently bought it in the local hobby shop, and because Games Workshop's whites are always so nasty to work with, they dry in quite easily, and they also are not, you know, the most opaque of colors. I actually am looking forward to, you know, branching out a little bit more and just, you know, trying out other suppliers and see what their paints have in stock. You know, trying a little bit more of a variety to see if there isn't something better to work with. We're actually using a dry brush like this, so it's a proper dry brush, not just an old brush that we've repurposed for the job. And for that, we first load up the bristles with a bit of white paint, brush it off on a surface, like for example I'm just using regular kitchen paper. And once there's, you know, almost no paint coming off anymore, we start, you know, just by brushing the mini as we'd usually do. Hang on. Alright. Let's see if I'm correct. And ooh. Okay. The stand might not be the best option. Hang on, let me see if I can... Maybe this will work out better. These stands are, you know, not perfect, but they are quite nice when filming. I think I messed up already. Hang on. Still too much paint on my brush. See, and now we are starting to pick out a lot of the details already, you know, keep exposing the raised areas to some sort of early highlighting. And the idea is that we then only have to apply a quick, you know, not contrast. I'm not using a contrast. I'm still firmly against using those paints, at least for their intended purpose. But we will try something similar so that the shadowy areas are already black and the brightest areas are already white. So we save ourselves on the shading and highlighting process. If that makes sense. So far I'm actually not seeing that much, let me zoom in on that sucker. I'm actually not seeing that big of a build-up in terms of texture, which is very nice. And something I did not expect, so maybe these horses are actually able to be slap-chopped after all. You know, I had my reservations, but... And I think the mistake that happened right when I started, so that the paint came off way too quickly, is possibly because of the different paint that I'm used to. Because Games Workshop's paints are already very dry, at least in my pots. So every color is quite, you know, can be worked with as a dry brush paint. But this one is actually quite liquid, so I don't know, I have to be a little bit more mindful of that. The music that you're hearing in the background, hopefully not too loud. If you do, please tell me, and I'll adjust it. The music that you're hearing in the background is some good old-fashioned Baldur's Gate lo-fi remixes. I just, you know, we've been trying out these fantasy tracks for I don't know how many streams now, and I've grown quite tired of it, so if there's a way to expand the repertoire, I'm quite happy to test out these more uncharted waters and then just, you know, get a feel for if that's maybe an idea. The miniatures that you see right here, I don't really know where they come from, as I bought them, you know, off a second-hand party off of eBay. So, and I haven't, you know, I want to contact the seller about how he managed to, you know, build his army, where he got these prints from, and so on and so forth. And once I get that, I'll come back to you and tell you. But yeah, so far it's just, you know, nothing spectacular, just dry brushing the entire miniature to prepare it for a quick slap chop. quite the messy technique. Definitely not, you know, a sort of workflow that I'm used to. I usually get out quite orderly right from the get-go. So this is definitely a technique that I haven't employed and would have usually never thought of employing myself. That being said, I always wanted to try out some good old slap chop. I've heard it's quite effective. So it remains to be seen if that actually is the truth. How good it really is. Maybe I can be converted, who knows? Once that's done, it'll be a lot easier to film it and you guys will be able to see a lot more clearly. But so far, it's really just a bunch of very rough motions. And yeah, maybe not the best camera work you've ever seen. I apologize for that, but we just have to muscle through this now, so that the entire process will be all the more quicker, and we get a lot of progress done the further we go. So, by the way, I had a great stream with Theinrich the other day, and he told me that his video that he's planning is also just about to be finished. So, if anybody of you wants to join me in my quest of roasting my colleague when his video comes out and cyberbullying him into doing more, yeah, go check out his channel at Theinrich, at Hammerträger Heinrich. Yeah, on YouTube. As we're just going along, we're so far just being chilling, as John Cena would say, and just working our way with the bristles of the dry brush, trying to really capture every area. It is a very unusual thing for me to do, to try this form of dry brushing. I am quite used to dry brushing, though usually more on vehicles, where I use it to great lengths and to awesome effects. But this is quite new, and I think I will have to switch to a smaller dry brush as this first step progresses. Simply because there are some areas that I just simply can't seem to reach. It kind of looks like we're making him out of snow or something like that, which is, you know, not the worst thing, because I think the snow aesthetic goes really hard with the Death Korps of Krieg. I think they really look the part. And it also very much works out for the theme that I have in mind for them. Which, as a little spoiler for the person watching, will be a Warden color scheme, a Warden aesthetic and color scheme from the World War MMO Foxhole. I've not been sponsored by them, but I really enjoy the game, and I really wanna just pay an homage to one of my more favorite games that I've been playing recently. Any of you guys know Foxhole or a different game in that kind of ballpark? Yeah, we now go to the little bit more of a detailed approach. Nice, dicer. Alright. Yeah, this is definitely it. Okay. It's okay if we end up with some areas of the miniature looking very bright. After all, these areas will have to shine through the layer of color that we'll apply over it, especially because, especially considering that I don't have contrast paints. I don't really like the way that Games Workshop markets them. I think they are a little bit of a, not a scam, but they promote a kind of unhealthy painting style. And that's why I don't really believe in them. And so we'll just basically have to thin down the layered paints that I have at my disposal right now. I have done something similar a few years ago when painting Lurtz from The Lord of the Rings, where we diluted the black paint to go over his metallic armor, which had a very nice and awesome effect in the end. And I think we can pull off something similar with this horse as well. Sorry again for the bad camera work. I'm just really right now trying to catch every angle with my dry brush. And once that's done, we'll finally get into the more detailed brushwork, the more fine craftsmanship. Ooh, ooh, boop, boop, boop. Stuff like that, streaks like that happen if you don't thin down your paint, not thin down, not brush off your excess paint from your dry brush thoroughly enough. Catch the underbelly as well. And just try to brighten up the areas that we've already come across. It's not the worst thing in the world if we have to circle back with a little bit of a highlight, but I really, really want to try to avoid as much of that more tedious brushwork as I can. Simply because, after all, this is supposed to become somewhat of a beginner's speed painting guide. So oops, sorry. And with that, I hope you guys all have a good start into your week. After all, it is Monday, at least where I am right now, and I think the rest of the world should have their Monday also right about now. So I hope this video, you know, helps you get started with the work week. And maybe gets you going to paint something else of your own as well. Alright. Now that the rider is basically mostly done, I want to focus on the base next. We're working with a very nicely modeled base that the pre-owner of these miniatures put together himself with a bit of gravel and, you know, small wooden planks. Very, very nicely done. I would love to, again, reach out to him and hopefully he'll answer me for a little bit of a chit-chat and interview. Because the entire army has been built like this, and for that I really got it for a very cheap price of eBay when I bought it. Okay, we just want to do a little bit. Okay. And there we have it, ladies and gents. The Death Korps of Krieg Trench Rider ready to be painted. If the very low, if like the low hooves are completely dark, that's not too, like, it's not the worst thing in the world. Now let me quickly just pull out my phone and Google how these horses are supposed to look. I'm wondering that because the Death Korps of Krieg employ a very special breed of horses that they genetically modify themselves. As you can see, I will show you, it's not an ordinary horse. So I want to see if it has any... Oh yeah, okay, it does. Right, okay, good thing that I checked. It actually looks a lot like the vampires that I've painted over the years. So it's a very light tone. Right. I'm not quite sure if that's gonna fly though. I think we have to work our way up. I'm starting with an Ushabti bone for the horse. And we now find out if my slab chopping approach is worth its salt or not. Oh, hang on. Alright. Voila. Alright. Sip of coffee. Okay, get a little bit of water. And then just slap it on there. Let's see if it works. Let's see if my idea is worth anything. Hard to say. I think we need to cover a little bit more. It's a I mean, it's kinda doing what it's supposed to, but I'm not quite sure if the effect will work out in our favor. Here you can see, for example, these horses don't have a tail. Which of course, you know, you could think, alright, okay, they just, you know, cut it off, or maybe they lost it in battle. No. They also don't have hooves. At least not the kind of hooves that you'd expect on a horse. It's more like claws that they've got, possibly for, you know, attacking entrenched adversaries, right? Or who knows what. Just to be more vicious in general. Also, of course, a lot of bodily implants and a gas mask of its own. Possibly also, you know, the Death Korps of Krieg is rumored to fill up its ranks with clones. That's why they would be wearing the gas masks. You know, who knows if that's true. But if it is, it would also make sense to kind of try to expand this to the horses, if it's somewhat economically viable. Anyways, enough speculation on that as we continue to slather on the first coat of Ushabti bone. My plan is to, once that coat is dry brush the entire horse with pallid white flesh, which is an eggshell white, to highlight the muscles. And holy shit, wow, so many people watching. Hey guys, I hope you're having a good start into your week. And again, we do want to kind of water it down. I hope this method works out, or otherwise my speed painting methods will be in great jeopardy. Hey guys, welcome to the stream. Ooh. A little bit rough around the edges, but after all, we do want to... yeah, we do want this to be a speed paint. So most of the refining will come at the very end. Or like the last third of the process. For me, speed paints and slab chops and everything like that is a little bit like watching a Bob Ross painting, you know? You watch it the entire time, you observe as he's doing his quick brush motions on the canvas, and you think to yourself, Bob, what are you doing? This doesn't look like anything. And then he does like one line to tie it all together, and you see, oh, it's actually a lake with a cabin and some forest. And like the last 10 minutes of his process, he actually properly shows you what he's been doing all this time. And in a way, speed paints are the same. You watch, you know, the miniature unfold, the painting process move on, and you think to yourself, this doesn't look like much. This looks very rough and unfinished, you know, unclean. And then in the last like 10 minutes, where you when you put down the details and clean it a little bit, do a little bit of cleanup, then you realize, oh, okay, I have been wrong. That's when the speed paint job is really being tied together. Alright. He does have these small ears, like a usual horse. Kind of weird to see such a grimdark army like the Death Korps of Krieg ride on these kind of almost white, you know, white knight horses. Don't know why that is. Maybe the army codex will tell us, probably. Though, when I actually... So, I don't know, how many of you guys have seen the Death Korps of Krieg army box? The box that you can pre-order from Games Workshop right now. So, the cheapest I've seen that box go for is around 140 euros. Wow, 11 watches. Hey guys, welcome to the stream, goddamn. Ooh, the pressure is mounting. Gotta take a sip of water first. Alright, what was I saying? So, the Death Korps of Krieg army box, as it's been sold by Games Workshop right now, the cheapest version that I've seen of, from that cost like 140 euros, around that, 139 to 144. Those were the cheapest boxes that I have seen. And then I looked into, you know, what this box actually, you know, gets you. And it's like 18 miniatures. 18, dude. I was like, really? Or maybe... Yeah, I think it's 18, because you get one 10-man infantry squad, 5 combat engineers. Oh, no, that's too watery. 5 combat engineers, so we are at 15. Then we get, I think, a marshal on horseback, which is, you know, it is a very nice model. And we get one artillery piece, so it's 17 models. 70 miniatures for 144 euros is quite the big ask, especially when 15 of them are just regular infantry, right? I don't know, dude. I think Games Workshop has reached the sort of price tag that, I don't know. I mean, boo-hoo, right? Warhammer hobbyists complains about prices of GW. It's a tale as old as time. But another thing that I've seen is like, I don't know if you guys have ever looked at the Horus Heresy starter kit, the Age of Darkness starter kit. That kit, when it came out, you could get for like 110 to 120 euros for, I think, 60 miniatures and like, you know, character models, a tank and everything, a dreadnought. So big beefy box for not that big of a price tag. And now it's being sold for like closer to 200 euros. So, you know, quite the markup. I think it got 2 markups like precisely when it got released. And now they've just been jacking up the price ever more. I don't know. Alright, the horse now has to drive for a little bit. At that time, I do want to use for... What do we want to do? I think it would... Yeah, sure, hang on. Let's take care of his coat. For that, I want to use the Fang. That's the color you would usually use for your Space Wolves. Or the coat. After which I wanna, I wanna wash it with, I think a Greg Surfshade or maybe Nuln Oil, and then a dry brush of Administratum Grey or something like that later on. But that's basically what we're trying to do. And here it works a lot better. So this definitely works on the trench coat, the kind of like slap chop result that we're looking for. Maybe the horse will come around as well after it dries. This is very messy. This feels so wrong. I think I've never painted a miniature this fast. And this messily. Even my girlfriend has to laugh. Have you guys ever painted something with the slap chop method? Because I for sure haven't. I mean, it really gets you through the grind, and especially as an, as a guard player. I think like guard and Tyranid players really know what it's like to slog through your ranks of infantry. Tyranid might even be worse than guard. And I mean, guard, you can go full tanks and then avoid the infantry, which you really shouldn't do. Infantry wipes the floor with anybody if you use it correctly, with like the right officers and everything. Though the last game I played with my guardsmen was against Space Marines, and my friend just wiped the floor with me. I think the end result was like, so we played with victory points, we played a special mission. He had like 56 victory points to my 16 or something. It was crazy. This in part is because I gave up like near the end. And basically, hunted down his miniatures more out of, I don't know, spite, I guess. So I realized too quickly how many victory points I actually basically gave away for no reason. Though, yeah, he completely tabled me. I was not familiar with the current state of 10th edition at that point. I hadn't read into my guard codex too much at all. I paid the price. The armor I actually don't want to slap chop. It really looks like he's wearing like some sort of harness. Like full body harness, which is fair enough. Okay. It definitely is coming together, though again it is also very strange. And also like things like this down here. This looks just plain ugly. I will ignore it for now. This part, for example. I think that might come around during the dry brush phase, but I guess we just have to wait and see on that. I'll use a very small dry brush as well. Okay, with that much dry brushing going on, we actually, and I'm sorry for that, need to... hang on, there's a spot that I missed. Once this last drop of paint is applied, we'll have to switch to the infantry for a hot second and clean up a bunch of mold lines as we wait for the paint to dry here. Because, as you might realize, dry brushing over a wet surface is completely impossible. I mean, you can do it, but it won't look good, I'll tell you that. Ended up painting over that spot anyways. Yeah. Okay. I have hope. I have hope that this works. And if it doesn't work, we can just go over it, clean it up, and do something else as well. I don't know. Maybe I should have gone with the regular draw. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah. As this paint now dries. VTuber fan says, Happy New Year! Oh, Happy New Year, man! How have you been? Have you had a good start into the new year? I'm very late for wishing y'all a Happy New Year. But I hope you guys, you know, got through it very nicely. I hope you guys still have all of your fingers. And I hope that you guys already are doing well with your New Year's resolutions. I kinda am. I've been slacking currently with my daily goals. So I gotta watch out for that. But yeah, so far, apart from like these last 3 days, I've been doing very well with them. I hope you guys are doing great. So, in terms of the infantry, we are working with these guys. Some regular Cadian, like the old Cadian model, with a proxy helmet and Inuku. Vash1585 says, Happy New Year's! My craft room in the basement is currently so cold right now. I need 3 layers. Oh damn, dude. That sounds cold indeed. I'm lucky enough to, you know, be able to paint in the room, like in my bedroom basically, which is also my only room in my flat. So it's rather cozy in here, but I, you know, as somebody who had to spray paint like 60 miniatures in the winter and early spring before, I kinda can relate to the pain. Yes. Where is my hobby knife? We want to do a little bit of mold line cleanup right now. If I can find it, that is. Oh, there it is. New year, new blade for my hobby knife. Okay. Have a look at this guy. So there's one crazy mold line going right across the back of his rifle, as we can see. Last sprue bits as well. I think the pre-owner has base coated these guys with some sort of medium gray, though I do want to base coat them. I'd rather have them in complete black, so if we scrape up a little bit of these previous base coat, it's completely alright. Vash, by the way, what are you working on that's worth freezing in your basement for? Very intrigued to find out. What's the project? Always really interested to see to find out what the people watching these streams are doing, either right now or planning for the future. I really have to check in on a channel that currently sisters. Ooh, alright. Now, this can mean two things. Sister Sororitas or Sisters of Silence. Though, given the range of the Sisters of Silence containing only like 1 miniature basically, I'm guessing some cool Sister Sororitas. Nice, nice, nice. Very cool. Any special order, or are you going with the regular black and silver? Basically the stock color scheme. Anything else on top of your pile of shame for 2025? Yes. I have got around 40 Kriegsmen. Some looking like this, some being actual Kriegsmen, as well as a whole armored battalion consisting of like 3 tanks, 4 Tauruxes, and all the other good stuff. Loads of support infantry, so I do want to get that done. I am currently also, I do want to paint a Stirland Empire army. and make a video about that. For, yeah, you know, Warhammer the Old World, Warhammer Fantasy. I do have a bunch of miniature makeovers, like this guy I'm doing right now, which is one of Theinrich's miniatures. So, yes, but I think on the very top for this year, at least in terms of, you know, what I want to paint privately, is actually Lion L. Johnson, which is a miniature that my girlfriend gifted me for Christmas. Ain't that cool? Ain't I a lucky boy? Yeah, so loads and loads of things. Garius the Brit says, just getting back into 40k via Kill Team after mate's kids got addicted to playing my old Space Crusade set over Christmas. Ooh, holy shit, okay. Kill Team is a great set, great, you know, gameplay, what do you call it, system. I've really enjoyed the few Kill Team matches that I've played with a friend of mine. So, yeah, definitely the right entry point in my opinion, because you get, like, amazing miniatures. Vash says, doing a light blue flavored Sisters of Battle squad. Okay, going to be music themed with their iconography called Altars of the Emperor. Okay, music themed, what do you mean by that? So I'm guessing you are planning on getting yourself this organ pipe tank. The organ pipe missile launcher? Would be just a wild guess from your description. Seems like a good idea. So you're using light blue and what as your secondary color? You know, I don't want to keep you from working on your sisters, but if you care to elaborate. And yeah, Garius, so you're going to back via Kill Team. So what kind of Kill Team? Hence you're watching the stream, I'm imagining Death Korps of Krieg, but you know, there are certainly other Kill Teams. Maybe a 2-man Custodes team. I've once played Kill Team, like my first Kill Team match was Custodes against Orcs. So you had one guy who had like close to 20 miniatures on the field, which is like twice as much as your usual Kill Team squad. And the other one, me, had like 2 guys, so 2 Custodes. I think one of them died like in the very last round, but still managed to, you know, get the objectives done and do all the good shit and win the game basically. And then I had another game of Infiltrator Space Marines against Death Korps of Krieg Kill Team, also very nice. Everyone blew up in the last phase of the game with some explosives that had been planted during the game. This one explosion killed like 5 Death Korps of Krieg and 2 Space Marines, so yeah, definitely a heavy hit for me as well, but as far as kill teams go, that's quite a lot of damage. Altars of the Emperor, huh? Oh, Alto as in, right. Aha, there we go. Yeah, I've got the Krieg, but starting with Intercessors and Space Marine Scouts and painting them to ease into it. Yeah, that's nice, that's nice. The Krieg kill team is very flexible and very customizable, so definitely a fun job. But yeah, starting with Space Marines is never wrong. Different units have music note designations along with their usual Imperium symbol. Oh, really? Okay. Well, I do have Instagram, and my email is also, you know, available in the YouTube description. So if you care to send me a picture, whenever you're done or of your concept, whatever, I'd be happy to take a look at it. Always fun when people send me stuff. But that sounds cool, very unique. My man has watched the Bricky video about the Empire, about the factions in 40k, and heard that one section where he describes churches being dropped from orbit and uh, battleships playing hymns to the Emperor and was like, okay, you know what? That's what I want to do. Music and dropping churches. Everybody gangster until the church comes to you. Yeah. So what I'm basically trying to do with these Kriegers is I want to have an auxiliary army for my an auxiliary detachment for my Acadian army. So I'm a very Acadian enjoyer, and I want to have some Krieg auxilia. And these Kriegs I do wanna fashion after the Wardens, the Warden faction of the World War MMO Foxhole. If anybody knows what that game is, I highly recommend trying it out. So if you have Steam, set it to like put it on your wish list and wait for the next sale. It's very cool. You can do so much with it, and the game has proximity chat, so you can actually talk to, you know, enemies and stuff like that. It is very fun. If you enjoy LARPing or anything regarding any roles in the World War, from scouting to marine to now soon planes to just doing logistics, it's all in there, and you're actually helping a bigger cause, a bigger picture. We'll soon be, I think yesterday World War 121 started, so yep, definitely check out the game. Have a look at it, Foxhole. But yeah, that's what I want to do, because I really like the game, I like the faction, and I think the Kriegers will just be the best pick for that kind of undertaking. Vash says, I also have a lot of D&D minis to paint for my campaign. Not enough hours in the day? Oh, bruh, tell me about it. Whew. I have like some daily goals set for this year. So every day I want to do some certain tasks, and every task I want to put into like half an hour. And these tasks alone take up like 2.5 to 3 hours every day. And then there's university, and then there's, you know, eating, sleeping, and doing a little bit with the boys. So yeah, the day is up quite quickly. For me as well. My campaign, so you do your own campaign as well. God damn. All the concept and planning that comes with that. I hope you guys get to meet properly this year. I don't know how good you are, but from the D&D campaigns that I've partaken in, or the RPG campaigns in general, it is, you know, the meme is very accurate with people not being able to meet. And by the way, look at this guy. This guy has a Panzer Shrek. I don't know where the guy got the bit for that. If he made it himself or where he got it, because there is the Imperial Aquila on there. Here as well. Very cool. Don't know where he got it from. I will investigate. And of course a very crazy mold line on the back. The mold line on its own is a telltale signal that this isn't a Games Workshop miniature. A Games Workshop bit. Because they have been, you know, they have been getting very good with their printing and casting. Okay. Of course, on both sides. So many people watching. So cool. Thank you guys so much. Also, you know, thank you to the guys participating in the chat. So cool every time. I would like to make more streams, but you know, as Vash already said, there's not enough hours in the day. So, let's go. on his arm. Do you see that? Sheesh, that model line. That ain't okay. I wasn't quite sure if the pre-owner had primed these miniatures with like grey or something. But now that I'm literally scraping off the paint, yeah. It becomes quite obvious. Let's have a look at our Krieger on horseback again. So, a very messy result so far, though I am still... What army lore got you hooked on 40k? What army lore? Ooh, great question. So, I got hooked into 40k with the Astra Militarum. So I am I come from Warhammer Fantasy. That's the first system that I played. I played High Elves. And if you know anything about the High Elves in Warhammer Fantasy, you will know that they don't have any artillery whatsoever. They have one bolt thrower and that's it. And when you miss with one of these things, well, it's basically useless, right? So, you know, and my friends were playing Empire and Dwarves, so quite the opposite experience to me. And I basically got sick of always being out artilleried. So that's when I decided to, alright, I had a look at the Eldar roster. And not only were the Eldar completely outdated when I started with the hobby, they also had like no artillery whatsoever as well, and no cool tanks and stuff. So I was like, okay, I can't do this again. What is the faction with the most tanks and most artillery? And that's basically how I found the Astra Militarum, the Imperial Guard. And then I was like, okay, that's it. I'm picking these guys. They were also very inexpensive as well. They used to be very inexpensive. So now, the first code, by the way, I will answer the lore question, of course. But before I do that, I just want to mention that the first code that we applied is very light due to the dilution that we had to do. So I need to be very careful with my dry brush as to not just, you know, loosen up the paint that we just applied. But army lore got me hooked up though. I think the coolest lore in 40k so far, and I was really surprised when I found that out for myself, I think are Necrons, honestly. I think the Necrons have some great lore, and I really enjoyed reading the some novels. I don't know how they're called in English. If I translate them from my mother tongue, they would basically be called the Nightmare King, or King of Nightmares. It's a very, you know, recent novel. And the way that they're being described there and the way that they work, I never imagined them to be so deep, basically. And yeah, that was definitely one of the lore parts that really got me hooked. The first book that I read, though, the first 40k novel that I read, was a Sister of Battle novel, funnily enough. I think it was about the Order of Our Martyred Lady? Maybe? I'm not quite sure. It was a short story and it was written very well. And that's when I was like, well, maybe I should give these 40k books a go. Because the fantasy books suck. The fantasy, like the Warhammer fantasy novels, and they are not good. And I read a lot of them, funnily enough. So the Tyrion and Teclis saga might quite possibly be one of the worst, like, literature that I've ever read. Very unimaginative, very, you know, very conveniently written. There was like one cool part and it was right at the end. Though, you know, so that was like William King, I think, wrote it. The author. And it was not good. because I was so young when I read, I mixed up William King and Stephen King, and I was like, why are people liking Stephen King so much? His novels are rubbish. His stories are rubbish. And then I realized, oh, it's okay. William King and Stephen King are two different people. Okay. But yeah, I think Necron lore is what, like, from the lore part, really interested me a lot. The Astra Militarum, funnily enough, not so much, because it's like your average soldier story, basically. By the way, this dry brushing on the horse is not working out. Not very much, not very well. Yeah, the Astra Militarum lore. The Elder lore is also quite cool. I'm really intrigued to see where that goes. The thing that I think with the Elder, though, is with the Necrons and with, like, most other factions, you don't really need to have like, closure right now. You can have them in the state of limbo that they are in 40k, where it's like where their future is uncertain. The problem with the Elder, though, is that I think they need to have something happen, something more interesting. Of course, we did just have, okay, well, just, right? Just. We did just have Psychic Awakening, where, you know, some massive stuff was happening for the Elder. But I still think it's not enough, you know? I don't know how to feel about the Elder. For example, the Necrons, I think they are pretty much doomed. They might take over the galaxy, but then they're basically screwed. Because they will possibly, like, probably die of boredom or something. The Imperium has great prospects and great, like, challenges ahead of them. So, they may stay in this kind of limbo for a little bit longer. Without problem. The Elder, though, again, I do think should get a little bit more, like, going on. I think the whole Yvrain and Inead story is, like, should be a little bit more expanded upon. If that makes sense. I've also been really enjoying Lewiton's Emperor of Man series. So, his discussion on the Emperor of Man as a deity or a mortal. It also helped me to get into 40k a lot, and I rewatch that series on the regular. So, yeah. I hope I answered your question like somewhat. But again, I think I have to go with the Necrons. Necrons and Elder. And now, currently, I'm very invested into every single story, apart from the Orcs. I don't really care too much about them, but I think that's just, you know, how they are meant to be. Not to offend any Orc players here. Okay, the horse is looking rather rough around the edges. And for that reason, I do want to experiment with some Seraphim Sapia, which is a yellowish brown wash. I think that's the right thing to do. Hang on, let me look at the photo once again. Yeah, I think so. Some Seraphim Sapia for the horse as a wash. Maybe this would have worked better if I started out with a dry brush right away. I'm not sure. But yeah, slap chop for the horse did not work out as well as I had hoped to. Oh, the music has stopped. Hang on, I'll put on another thing. Maybe the wash will save us. Maybe. And we're back with some more fantasy. You know, good old fantasy, can't do anything wrong with it. So Vash is, or any people in the chat, maybe the wash would save it story of my life. Yeah. I mean, wash often does just that, right? So, ugh. Are the Sisters of Battle your first painting endeavor? Because I don't think so, right? From the way that you've been, you know, talking about customizing them. What got you hooked into 40k? I extend this question to, of course, everybody listening. To be very honest, the thing that got me into Warhammer in general was, funnily enough, a DuckTales book. What? Yeah, from Mickey Mouse and stuff. Because there was like one book where they basically played Warhammer, where Donald and his nephews were playing basically Warhammer, yeah. And I was reading that story when I was like very young. And I was like, oh, this sounds like such a cool game. I wish there was something like that in real life. I would love that. And then like years later, during a field trip with the class, we found this holy store, the Holy Games Workshop in Osnabrück in Germany. And I was like, no way, it's real. And that's where the addiction started, right away. All my friends started getting their armies together. I shared the Island of the Blood, the Battle for the Blood Island starter set with a friend. I got the High Elves, he got the Skaven. And that's where it all began. Thanks to Donald Duck. Vash said, read the Eisenhorn Omnibus, and then the Sisters one. Sisters is my second attempt at an army. Oh, really? Got some old Space Marines that I found boring. Ooh, okay. I think the Space Marines really are kind of a rite of passage for any 40k enjoyers. I think, you know, which is of course fine. But I think everybody who has played 40k, no matter which faction, no matter where they started, they have thought about how they would, you know, call and paint their own Space Marine chapter. So, have you done that? So have you tried to go with, had to go with your own Space Marine faction, or have you gone with one of the established ones? Did you go with one of the established ones? The wash kinda works, by the way, but doesn't really, so yeah, this attempt, this idea didn't really work. Maybe another dry brush after this, or maybe a very rough layering, because I don't know how else I would do this. But as this paint is already wet, I want to do a reverse Raduka's foot. And for everybody who doesn't know what that is, I will be happy to show you. Do we need red? I don't need red. Okay. So we start with a rosy, what do I call this again? Rosy terracotta, which is something, you know, you'd use as a base coat for light skin, like Buckman's Glow. And we paint wet and wet and go up the hooves. If you guys are wondering what the heck I am doing to this poor horse, Google Death Korps of Krieg horse and you will see. I am being very low accurate here. Though to be fair, these hooves might need another coat of Carabao Crimson wash after this, which is of course fine. So we basically do it like this, stretch it to roughly over the ankles, and then, hang on, let me zoom into that. And then we, the further down we go, the darker it becomes. So we'll soon switch over to a dark burgundy, the paint Barak Nar burgundy from the Citadel range, and just keep going. Oh. If it's a little rough around the edges, that's of course fine. Now we strip off the rest of the paint. By the way, the Eisenhorn omnibus sounds great as well. I have heard some stories from Lewitton about Eisenhorn, and I think I might need to have a look into that myself soon. Though I'm currently stuck at the Siege of Terra. I do want to get through that first. I just got some used generic marines, so didn't know what to do with them. Decided to pick an army I liked and go from there. The D&D minis is where I got most of my practice in, thankfully. Oh, okay. Well, you know, the D&D miniatures, I don't know which miniatures you are using, but I have found that Ribs and Bones are very good. So the manufacturer Ribs and Bones. They have some great miniatures for D&D. For like a very cost-effective price range. And yeah, okay. So you got your Space Marines already painted, is what I'm guessing. All right, which I mean is pretty much the same as with me and my Astra Militarum. So the first miniature I bought was a Chimera, which was painted. The second miniature I bought was a Baneblade, because that's just the Astra Militarum way. And only then I started getting infantry. Okay. So these are the hooves. We will now switch to Baraknar Burgundy and apply it to their itsy bitsy toes and work our way up from there. Again, maybe we need to blend this in a little bit more, but for now this is where we'll go with that. So, oh, hang on, I'll skip this music track. Something a little bit more cheerful. My goodness me. So, who's ready for Kingdom Come Deliverance 2? I will probably not do my video essay about Kingdom Come Deliverance 1, but I'll keep you posted on what I've got in mind for the second part, because I do want to try it, streaming that again. Back to work for me. I may send you an Insta DM of my D&D minis. I do love your page, great inspiration. Oh wow, thank you so much, man. Ha, this makes my day, thank you. Very much glad to hear that. Yeah, please do, if you have time and have some pictures ready, I'd love to see them. Always cool to see what people are up to. Have fun at work. And yeah. Best of luck and have fun painting your sisters when you're done. Very cool, very cool. Alright. So get off the excess paint from the brush and just work it in with some more, yeah, just wet and wet blending, basically. Not to be confused with wet blending. That is something else. It looks so rough on the camera. I swear, it doesn't look as rough in real life. Okay, the way I'm handling this horse right now makes me already think that I do need a different approach for a speed painting, because we've been streaming for what? How much time? 1 hour already? God damn. I didn't think I'd stream 1 hour in total. Holy shit. Alright. Time flies when you're having fun. Okay, the Death Korps rider is coming along rather nicely. We will have to wash the hooves with either Nuln Oil or Karabog Crimson later on, though. Completely fine with me. Though we need to let these colors dry before then. In terms of his coat, I think some light blue mixed with a light gray. No, scratch that. I think a light gray would be the right call for that. A light gray dry brush. Though it really has to be a dry brush, so I need to be a little bit careful. Do I really need to practice my dry brush skills again? My god, what am I doing? Maybe I'm using the wrong color. Maybe some light beige would work better? I don't think light blue would do it necessarily. And especially thinking about the Warden color scheme that I have in mind. I think this kind of gray on blue looks best. Sorry about that. My god. Oops, sorry. Okay. It kinda works. It kinda works. Yeah. I think I have to work out the shadows more after all. We'll see if a wash will be enough, or if we have to put some staggered on scale green in there, which is this lovely color. I would try to dilute that down. Maybe I'll try that first. I think maybe I'll try that first. Yeah. I think that already is very close to the Warden color scheme. Hang on, let me Google that real quick. Warden's Foxhole. Yeah, it is more closely to that. So it is a very pale, faded out light blue, as you can see here. What time do we have? Already 9? Wow. My coffee is cold as well. God damn it. Okay. What are we going to do? What are we doing about the saddle? What are the people from heavy metal doing with the saddle? So they're just going with red then? Even with the... Oh yeah? Even with the low tier cavalry? I guess so. No, they're using a very dark... Okay. That's what I thought. No way this cannon fodder gets equipped with such nice saddles. For that I'll be using staggered on scale green. Maybe I'll use it for the armor as well later on. Get a medium-sized brush with a sharp tip. Don't want to go over the dry brushed areas again, because that would be just a pain. So I've got so many people in the chat watching this. Of course, many of you will be working on your own miniatures right now. Joe, so quick question, who of you actually looks forward to purchasing a few Death Korps of Krieg for their own? Park96 says, any thoughts on the Krieg Trooper eyeglass color? You may have previously said Kill Team cover art has a reddish orange look. Yes. Do I have another Kill Team? Ah, shit, I gave it to a friend of mine. I think for the Kill Team that I did, I used reddish orange as well. Though that was a Kill Team with the green color scheme, so with green trench coats. So the reddish-orange works very well for those. I'm actually not quite sure how I would do it for these guys. I think, I mean, red does work very well. It stands out nicely against the blue trench coat. Against the blue greatcoat, I mean. Haven't thought that far ahead, to be very honest. Hang on, I've painted one Krieger already. Let me quickly go to my shelf and grab that one. I'll be right back. I am back. Okay. For this man, I didn't paint the eye lenses. Alright. So this was one of my proxies that I've painted before during a different live stream. Of course, I made the grave sin of painting his hands, you know, skin colored. It's not good. Thank you for answering. I'm always at a loss for goggle colors. Well, did I answer it very well though? I'll keep experimenting, but yeah, if you're going with the green color scheme, I like that as example. All right, thank you. I'm glad I could be of service. Yeah, I think if you're going with like the green color scheme, the green trench coats, which is a very nice color scheme, by the way. Oh, the Inquisitor says Guten Abend. Guten Abend to you as well. Yeah, if you're going with the green color scheme, I definitely recommend the reddish orange. If you're going with the regular trench coats, I'd either would have said go with the realistic look, quote unquote, of like gray, of a dark gray mixed with black, so like a very glassy eye color, or with, you know, a more reddish orange, as you already said, because it just stands out very nicely against the trench coat. Oh, sorry about that. But we know that the blue scheme is just the better one. I mean, yeah. I think I just suck, to be honest. Somehow the blue scheme doesn't work so well with me. I did my kill team video when kill team, you know, when the kill team came out, and they gave them the green color scheme. That just worked so well. Especially with the base of like the Martian sand that I gave them. Oh, so good. One of my best color schemes that I've come up with yet. Well, I say come up with, but you know what I mean. Okay. Okay. I think we are cooking. In the most scientific sense possible. By the way, Inquisitor. Come on, baby, let's go party. The music, right? Inquisitor, by the way, how are you feeling about the Death Korps of Krieg? Anything there that you might want to get? Like, I'm not saying that you will get, because let's be honest, we all have our pile of shames ready. But yeah. Blue is very Bavarian infantry. True that. True that. Park says, thanks, I've not painted a lot of Masked Space Marines or Krieg. Working on Cadian shop troops and finishing old Lord of the Rings sets. Ooh, okay. Yeah, the Cadian shock troops are awesome. Like every iteration of them. Alright. Yeah, with them I would go the orange red as well. Just works well with the green. And the old Lord of the Rings set, alright. It's been a while since I've been I've painted Lord of the Rings. Maybe I should go back to that as well at some point. Nah, we'll see. So much planned. I actually need to write a friend of mine that I'm ready to paint his Bretonians. I have an army over there. Like close to 100 Bretonians or something. And every single knight has their own color scheme because this man is insane. What are we doing? I think the leather, we'll just paint leather, right? Because why not? Blue is very Bavarian infantry. Yeah. So just, you know, coming back to that message. Definitely see that. You know, which color combinations are also fire? Green and yellow. It's a pain to paint, especially for like, you know, these Warhammer old world / fantasy miniatures. But Stirland is definitely an army that I will build with the miniatures that I have at my disposal right now. Maybe not the entire army, but definitely like a detachment. Inquisitor says, I honestly am not big of a fan of their horse units. Still think the minis from Death Korps kill team are one of the best ones? Yes. The kill team is amazing. The horses, I definitely know where you're coming from with them as well. I got to say, you know, for transparency, of course, this is a proxy 3D printed one. Not from me, I got this one off eBay. So the ones from Games Workshop are a lot more dynamic. I just don't know how they would be useful, right? So their explosion lances are like one time only, one use only, I think. They are really just fodder. One unit that I got quite excited about were the combat engineers, especially when I learned about their rules. And then Games Workshop said, oh, now that you've all bought them, let's increase their point costs. I'm not that much of a meta gamer, I just think that's a dick move. Let's do some Mornfang Brown for the leather. If I get at some combat engineers for cheap, I think I will paint and cover them. Maybe not though. maybe I should stop buying miniatures. Yeah. But the combat engineers are very nice. Definitely a unit that I would gladly offer up for sale as well. Fully painted, of course. Okay, Slapshop kinda works with this leather as well. So, with some things it works, with others don't. I've already seen the message that you've written, Apark. I will get to it shortly. Apark says, I painted Riders of Rohan horses and I'm interested in the new Krieg Riders and their new heavy weapons teams. Right, I love that they are releasing some new Krieg. Oh dude, me too. I love that Krieg is finally plastic now. God damn! I hate Forge World. I really, really do. I hate resin and I hate that it's so overpriced for what I consider to be lower quality than plastic. So yeah, definitely a welcome release. And I think they look very cool so far as well. Maybe we'll get some other infantry as well again, like the Morty and Iron Guard. And stuff like that. The Inquisitor says, the horse units are the rule of... Oh. The horse units are the rule of cool. And only rule of cool, right. And that's what I don't like. Plus it doesn't make sense. They were used during the Krieg Civil War. I mean, you know... What works, works, right? So, I don't fault them for still using them. I'm sure there are some tactical advantages that you have with horses instead of just, for example, bikes or something. I just don't think they are viable. So, in my mind, I don't know the rules and their point costs yet. In my mind, they will probably work a lot like Mounted Yeomen for Bretonnia, in which that they are basically throwaway units, more likely. Maybe there are secondary snipers as well. I'm not sure. Yeah, but what do I want to say? Oh yeah, but the Mounted Yeomen are just too expensive to collect in mass. Which is just straight up a scam. These units are so old, and they're so worthless on the table. By the way, Apark, Riders of Rohan are fucking amazing. I really like them. I have some dismounted, so I have some Warriors of Rohan that I still need to paint. I got them years ago, and now with the Lord of the Rings anime coming out, maybe there are some cool color schemes for me to pick up on. Maybe I should make a video about that then. But they weren't. The Kriegers literally starved during the Civil War. You can't tell me that they didn't eat the horses. Yeah. No, I definitely get that. Ooh, the Krieg Rider is starting to come together. Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, it's coming slowly but surely, right? Hammerträger Heinrich, the star of this week, asks, how old is this mini? It's very young. It's a 3D filament print. Oh, nobody says, hey, I caught your stream. Fuck, yeah, let's go. Nice. Thanks for joining in. So, this miniature is not old at all. This is a 3D printed miniature proxy, so not official at all. Otherwise, this would either be a Forge World or a sign of me breaking into a Games Workshop warehouse and stealing the, for now, only pre-audible kits. Aprok says, I painted the Riders of Rohan 10 plus years ago, and I look back and marvel at them and question if I can match my old skill. And Inquisitor says, hey Heinrich, that is so real. I sometimes look back at like miniatures of mine, and I'm always so glad that I have literal video evidence of how I painted them, because otherwise I would also like couldn't comprehend how I did it. Yeah. Nobody says, I'll join you people with a nice whiskey and the rest of my models to build from my Mechanicum box. Hell yeah, some Horus Heresy Mechanicum, let's go. Did you already build the tank? Because that's my personal eye candy from that box. Definitely, you know. When I saw that tank as the box got revealed, I was like, oh damn. Maybe I do need to start some Mechanicum, but you know, as the hype died down and I came back to my senses, I was like, okay, maybe I shouldn't. Nobody says, yeah, the paint train. In more ways than one, I'll tell you. It has sweet rules in 30k. Ooh, I do believe that. The guardsman still looks so messy. Ooh, this leather on the other hand looks rather okay. Yeah, the slab shop didn't really work out as I imagined it to be. So maybe I have to think about something else. Because we've been streaming for like 1.5 hours now, so this guy should have been long done. And the fact that he isn't is a testament to my failure as a speed painter. Nobody says, I'll wait for your end result. You make it look sloppy at first, but your finished models rock. Oh, thank you very much. But I think this one might actually be a dud. I don't know. We'll see. The Inquisitor says family meetings are like, we're watching The Lord of the Rings Extended. But are that like 10 hours non-stop now? Movies, I said we're watching Lord of the Rings Extended. Yep. My brother once gathered his friends for a Lord of the Rings marathon. They didn't even get through the first movie. These weaklings. Dude, you made the Deathwing minis look awesome. You can paint anything. Dude, thank you very much. I mean, yeah, you know. Maybe I can turn it around. The thing is, I'm not really worried about the end result not looking good. I'm more worried about the time it takes to get there. Not for me personally, but after all, this time I'm actually concerned about doing a speed paint. So this miniature shouldn't take longer than 30 minutes. And we've already invested thrice this time. The time. I've got 4 more riders to mess around with. So maybe we can work something out. Just accept the compliment. Yeah. Thanks, man. Just thanks, man. Nicola says not even the first. Yes, they didn't even make it through the first. To be fair, they fooled around the entire day and only got to them like late in the evening. So I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. They weren't as committed. They were fools. They thought themselves high and mighty. And oh, how they fell. Tragic. Just tragic. Okay, the Seraphim Sapia, though, that really worked with the horse's skin. I think it is actually skin, not fur. Although I would have to watch Lewiton's video on that again. And there are some belts on its belly that we need to take care of. Don't mind the messy, messy underbelly. I think I'll try one more slap chop on these riders, possibly even on stream. And if that doesn't work out, then I'll just do it like I usually do. So many people watching! Hey guys, thank you so much for joining in. Hope you're having a great start into your week. That's the difference between the YouTube Shorts addicted and the 8-hour YouTube video essay enjoyer. Damn, dude. Hell yeah. I'm so glad for both, though. Sometimes I'm just like, okay, I'm sitting in the bus. Just, 20-minute ride. Just want to watch something quick. Enjoy some shorts. And sometimes I'm just like, okay. Lewiton brought out a new video. Let's get going with the next painting sesh. Hobby hangout, let's go. Oh yeah. I do want to make more hobby hangouts. Though that's probably not going to happen in the same regularity that it happened last year. So for everybody who's not familiar with this channel so much, last year we actually managed to have like multiple streams a week. I think like 3 to 4 streams a week. At least. Not for the entire year, but for the like last few weeks that I was here. So that was very good. But this year I really need to get going with my diploma and stuff, so that's like can't invest the same amount of time, unfortunately. That's something I can do if this would ever work out and I could do it full time. Then we can start talking again about daily streams. Remember the 12-hour stream? Oh dude, of course. Maybe I'll do something like that again in the rather near future, like around March. Maybe one more 24-hour stream, this time with better infrastructure in terms of, supplies like this one. A-Park says, for Krieg Guardsmen, I'm debating what color scheme to go with. Hang on, let me know that. The box art bluer scheme like you are working on, or go with something closer to this Cadian green khaki. Is there another popular combo? Yes, there is. There is one more way that I know right now from the top of my head, which is very grayish. So it's not as blue, a little bit more towards the gray, though that can be rather difficult to make work, because, the miniatures might end up looking close to, these primed ones. What I would recommend is the green color scheme. So, I don't know how long you know this channel. If you go into my video catalog of this channel and scroll little bit further down to like around a year, 1.5 years, something like that, you should find a tutorial, a guide to speed paint Death Korps of Krieg with a very bright green trench coat. Maybe that might be something for you. I do want to make a video where I test out different color combinations for Krieg as well, though I will be honest, that might be at least a month away, at least, before I get to that, so yeah. Perhaps great with a lot of highlighting. Oh, very nice. I'll go look into the archive. Oh yeah, please do. hang on. And no life-breaking revelations about little to no videos in your channel, maybe? Yeah. That would be great, right? At least 12 videos, guys. At least 12 videos I've promised you this year. Proper painting videos, that is. The 12-hour stream was something else. I just woke up 10 minutes in and stayed till sleeping again. Yeah, that was crazy, dude. I remember that. You being awake for all that time was insane. That was so cool. Thank you so much. That was... wow. I remember that very much. Nobody says, I thought your paint the wheel was a rather unique and refreshing thing. Yeah. So maybe we'll do something like that again. Because that was a lot of fun for me too. And we still have a lot of miniatures that we have to paint for that as well. We did spin this miniature as well, so I will take that out of the loop if I do that again. But, you know, there are loads of other miniatures that we still have to paint before we run out of miniatures from the queue. That was a lot of fun as well. Okay. I think next up I want to have some... some medium gray. No. Some dark gray. I need something like ashen gray or something. I don't have ashen gray. But do you know who has ashen gray? Hang on, let me ask that again. Do you know who has ashen gray? Heinrich. And I will steal it from him, because that man left his paints at my place. I'll be right... Oh, fuck. There we go. I'll be right back. There we are. So, I had some people today who said they got most of their painting experience from D&D. I got most of my paints from D&D, figuratively speaking, of course. In this case, because I'm stealing. I love stealing. I love taking things. Hang on. This might take a hot second. Heinrich, you left open your Abaddon Black, you fool. It's a wonder this thing hasn't dried in yet. What is wrong with this? Hang on. Clean my finger, sorry. I'll be right back. So. See, I saved one of his paints, so I think I'm allowed to take one of his paints. Right? What do you guys think about that? Ooh, Cantor Blue? Nah, we don't need that. Crack Blue I got myself. Thunderhawk Blue would be a nice... I'll try that. Hey, where's Ashen Grey? Did I take Ashen Grey already? Where is it? Fuck. Did I lose Thynrix's Ashen Grey? You know what? I think I'm not going to ask any more questions. Yeah, I'll whoops. I remember Scaveman to be the sharing type. Yeah, right, he is. Yeah, you're right. He would want me to take his pains. He probably wouldn't stand the thought of me not being able to move on because I didn't have the right paints, right? Right. Alright, we're going to take some Dawnstone, which is just a regular medium grey, And a bit of Abaddon Black, and mix these two together. I've seen a lot of Kriegers with this, like, very smooth armor finish. That's what I want to go for as well. Like a very, kind of a special gray. It's like a little bit of a darker ashen gray. I also guess he has no choice in the meta. No, he does, he does. I mean, he could have chosen to watch this stream. He could have chosen to support his friend and colleague. So, yeah, you know. I just want to check, I indeed have an Ashen Grey and Dark Reaper. Excellent. Both are very good. Lurking and working. Ooh, hi Vash. How was work? I hope you got a good start. So, before we move on, I actually want to try out this Thunderhawk blue. I really need to wash my dry brushes after this. So let's try this first. This is kind of right. Unfortunately, my dry brush is a little bit dried in. I just want to say these hobby hangouts are great fun. Thank you. I'm glad to be able to make them fun. They are also very much fun thanks to you guys. I definitely would struggle to talk to myself for 3 hours. So getting some bolts, you know, passed on to me to reply to definitely helps, don't get me wrong. Yeah, this I think is more it. I definitely need to ask Thindrick about using his Thunderhawk blue for the kind of paint job I want to do. I think this is the right, like, middle tone. After this, I think I need to go over it with a light gray again to catch the highest parts of the coat. So the most raised edges. Vash asks, do you drill your rifle barrels? No. I think I should do, and I do actually have a Dremel. I just can't be bothered. And in terms of this proxy, I'm actually in luck. The rifle is actually drilled in enough. So, you know, this works. But yeah. No, I usually don't do that. I think I used to do, yeah. Not drilling the barrels is heresy. I know, dude, I know. Especially embarrassing for me as a content creator. Dude, no Dremel for gun barrels, way too fast. No, I think you can make it work if you're really, like, careful. I have some Dremeling experience, quote unquote. So I think it works well. I get your concern, don't get me wrong, I get your concern. It's definitely like a more of an advanced shadow technique. Something that the Hidden Leaf Village wouldn't teach you. Okay. Sorry for the bad camera work. Whoops. Hand drill is better for that? Yeah, I mean, I guess so. I think if I had a hand drill, I would actually do it. Because I just am too lazy to get out my Dremel. To be very frank with you guys. Guess we'll just see. A little bit more black. Okay. Now we clean up the armor. I had a Proxon Dremel with 6,000 rounds per minute. Actually melted the bolter. I mean, 6,000 rounds per minute is actually insane. No, I have a hobby Dremel, so I have one with a lot less rounds per minute. Especially, you know, thought out for hobbying and working with, like, for example, I think it's usually used for people who build like ship models and stuff. So no, don't worry. I'm not, using that insane. Though I did have the plastic melt on my Dremel before as well. So yeah. Whoops. I think it's not a full harness. Okay, this is not supposed to be a full harness. I wouldn't go over 100 rounds per minute. Yeah. Something like that, I think, as well. Yeah, Proxima is an old German brand for modeling as well. Oh, really? But it was young and stupid. I mean, as the saying goes, viel hilft viel, right? A lot helps a lot. Mucho cannons, mucho damage. Yeah. This kinda works. What's going on here? Oh, okay, yes. Has a bolted collar. But as Benjamin Franklin would say now, I know now a way to make molten slag bolters. I mean, Hang on, let me clean up the helmet first. This is way too noisy. Apark says, I just realized your horseman is carrying a plasma rifle. Very cool. I'm interested in the plasma coil painting styles. Well, I am not quite sure if we'll get to that because it's already 9:30. So maybe we have to do that at a later date. My plasma painting styles are actually not that good. The Death Korps of Krieg video that I have actually covers a plasma rifle. So I think that's one of the best showcases I have for that. Apart from that, I would actually recommend El Miniaturista on Instagram, and I think he also has a channel on YouTube. His name is Juan Sanz. He is the master of OSL and plasma coils. Stream must go on. I just got here. Oh, Two Ferry is here from Twitch. Let's go, dude. I missed you in yesterday's stream. I was like, oh no, have I been offline for too long? Is he not coming anymore? Glad to see you. Happy New Year's. I hope you're doing great, man. So let's do this. Yeah, I forgot to check Twitch. I just starting again for the new year? Yes, I am. This is the first painting stream of the year. Yesterday, Saturday stream was a discussion and reaction stream to the miniatures that have been unveiled on San Francisco Open. I think Thandrick and I actually had a great time on that stream, so the VOD is up on YouTube if you are interested. Otherwise, I will also be making a bunch of shorts from like the best moments, as one does when following the YouTube grind. But yeah, I think that stream went very well as well. Had lots of fun. Streaming is always so fun, especially with all of you guys around. I really would like to do it more often, but with all the edited content that I have to do, Yeah. I like the new Death Guard unit they showed, obviously. Which one? The combat engineers, or which one are we talking about? Because the combat engineers, yes, they are great. But again, when painting plasma rifles for a park, I think investing in some white ink actually might not be the worst of ideas. I didn't do that myself. I usually try to get the same effect with just watered down white scar, basically. I think white ink has, the flowing properties are a lot better for that kind of nice effect. Then Christian said, did you watch the Reggie video yet? Oh, hang on, which one was that again? Could you tell me again? Because I did, I think I did photograph that recommendations, but I haven't watched it yet. If you could maybe tell me the title of that video again. Can't wait for the Earthshaker cannon for my guard. Oh yeah. Hell yeah. I want to do a cool, like, short meme video about the Earthshaker cannon because I've been thinking about that unit for a while now. Ah, it's so good. Oh, the video for the World War I mod. Yes. Right. So, no, I didn't have a look at that yet. Just didn't come to it right now. But it is on my list. I'll check that out. I think tomorrow on the way to university or something. Apark says, I shall look into your archives as well. I appreciate the input. I'm going to be attempting a Sentinel plasma cannon and Cadian trooper with plasma, so I was curious. Oh, dude, sounds sick. Yeah, sure, go for it. Again, I don't think my plasma is that good. I think it's passable at best. If you're looking for a really good plasma, I'd recommend El Miniaturista on Instagram. It's called Lord of Poxes. Right! Sorry, I mixed up Death Guard and Death Korps there again. Yes, the Lord of Poxes is sick. I really like the Berserk sword that he has. It's also one of Heinrich's favorite miniatures, so maybe he'll paint that on stream at some point. Multiplayer stream with your fans incoming? Oh, dude, I would love to do that. But, yeah, the sword is massive. Oh, the sword is so cool. The paint job was also great. I loved what they did with him. By the way, the original paint job, like the original gas masks for these horses, has a lot of leather and canvas bits, but this one seems to be almost entirely made out of iron, which is why I'm painting it the same color that I painted his, flag armor with. Multiplayer stream with your fans. I would love to set something up like that, but you have to give me some slack. One more thing that is coming definitely is another Project Zomboid stream. Maybe monthly or like bi-weekly. And I also do want to stream Kingdom Come Deliverance too. Though that's another, like, quite a huge project. Also not that fitting for this kind of channel. Because although my logo shows a sword, I've just accepted that this is no place for LARP and LARP-related content. That's why I'm really keen on opening up a second channel, because one channel isn't enough, right? But that one will be run by me and Theinrich, so we will both upload videos to that channel. Small announcement right here. Though we haven't talked the details through yet. Also, by the way, Theinrich is working on a video of his own right now. And he will release it like maybe this week or next week at the latest. And there's already a second in the pipeline as well. So, yeah. Go check that out when it hits. I will do like a community post where we all type something under the video, like a mean comment or something. Not mean, but you know, a little bit of banter. Never hurt anyone. He does it to my comments as well, so. As every great YouTuber, I too want to weaponize my fanbase. Yeah. But again, the Lord of Boxes was great. Definitely a miniature that I would be usually interested in getting as well, like as a singular character. But I can't really just justify that purchase. Like, of all things especially. Let's play Minecraft with community number 1, A Bounce of Weirdos on my peaceful world. Yeah, I mean Minecraft. I did have ideas for a community run like Minecraft server for a while now, but all that is way ahead in the future. I do want to get the painting pipeline going first. What next? The leather ain't looking too good, to be honest. Oh, there's some more armor that I've missed on its feet. Dawn of War 1 Ultimate Apocalypse mod. Oh, Apart just subscribed. Hey, man. Cool. Let's go. Thank you so much for subbing. I hope you'll have something in your inbox soon from my channel. Something good as well. Thank you so much, man. That's so cool. Thank you. I currently build an inquisitorial fortress on another server. Ooh. Oh, by the way, Inquisitor, did you see the Inquisitor miniature from the Minka-lesque like library retinue? That guy looked sick. I thought you might be into that one. You might want to get that one for yourself. Absolutely. Thank you, Apark. Thank you. I really appreciate it. I find it kind of sad that YouTube doesn't send me notifications anymore when people subscribe to my channel, because I really enjoy seeing, you know, people enjoying this content, of course. It really helps with my egomania. I thought that was a commissar? Oh, right. You're right. Sorry. Yeah. You're right, that was a commissar. I should check that out ASAP. Oh yeah, please do. That guy had aura as hell. I loved that guy. I thought he might be really cool for like dioramas as well. Der Reine im Wort says, keep the horse safe. Greetings. Hi. First time of Rainer checking into my channel. At least, like, that I know of in stream. Hello. Hello. Oh, the horse will be safe. See, it's got all protective masks. It's COVID proof and everything. It's going to be fine. But yeah, you're right, nobody, it was an Inquisitor. A Commissar, my god. So... Very rough around the edges, though. Everything's so rough. so many people watching. Holy shit, guys. Thank you so much. I really did not think to have so many people here. I thought I'd stream for like an hour, maybe a little bit more, and then, you know, vanish without a trace like the Avatar. And now history has its eyes on me. Holy shit. Rough Rider? Yeah. Like this one. Not quite, you know, he's armed with a plasma rifle, so it's more of a dragoon, I think is the proper term. Yeah. And of course we want to paint these small cables as well. A little bit more water. Sorry if you guys can't see that well. So. What next? What next? What next? I think... Nah, the times where you talk to yourself are over. Damn. You don't know how hype I am about that. So cool. Thank you guys so much. These streams live and die by you lot, so I really appreciate you coming. I really do. If I could, I would stream for like 8 hours every day because this is just so much fun. And I also get so much done as well. But I think, looking at the clock, yeah. We almost have it 10 PM. You're in the YouTube army now, son? Yeah. I've got my own brink of army right here. Yeah. As you can see, I humbly welcome you. And do not let it get to my head straight away. Oh no. I can't wait to be one of those obnoxious Instagram dudes who go around and telling people, you don't know who I am? Don't you know who I am? God. My girlfriend actually bumped into one of those guys at work. Literally going, don't you know who we are? No, dude. Fuck off. Rough Rider. I think I should paint the saddle not grey, but dark brown, maybe dryad bark or something. Looking at the shoulder plate, yeah, I think we need to do something about that as well. Let me quickly have a look at Googly Goo. What kind of... So they're... Yeah, okay. Brown belts. Fair enough. Mm-hmm. Of course. Chest armor down here as well. Okay. Inquisitor, I have 20k followers, why don't you know who I am? Yeah, right. And 90k of those are paid for bots. Bruh. Do we do the rifle grey as well? I mean... Sure, right? Surely we do that. Yeah. My wife just said my Triaros convey looks like a paint train. Choo choo, motherfuckers. She said that? Like, in quotes? Damn, dude. You won. Ooh, I did have a very cool idea for a special video. So, I don't know if I've talked about this, but I do actually own like a small model rail, like model train collection. I do have a small model train collection. And one of the trains that I actually own is Thomas the Tank Engine. I actually got 2 iterations of them. It's like years that I bought those, like actual, like maybe half a decade or longer. Long before I, you know, started doing YouTube and stuff. And I was thinking, so I do have 2 iterations of Thomas the Tank Engine for my model railway. And like one of them is clearly nicer than the other. I like the one from Bachmann a lot more than the one from Hornby. And I was thinking, what do I do with these spare Thomas? Because I don't want to, like, I don't want to just have it be Thomas. I don't want to have it be just, I don't want to sell it because it's kind of like a nice train. So I want to actually do the Warhammer meme Thomas. I think you know which one I'm talking about. The Chaos Thomas. So I'll very likely do like a conversion and paint that guy up. Rainer says, tomorrow we'll have a look to the result. Now it's bedtime for older people. Good luck and hang in there. Alright. Good night. Sweet dreams, Rainer. Talk to you soon. I'll probably should head to bed as well. I guess the heresy train has no brakes. Yeah, it's 10 PM, that's not that late. No, you're right, but I kinda still wanna do something else, but at the same time I don't wanna leave. It's so cool. So A-Park asks, are you using Ashen Grey on the rifle or is that dark metallic? It is Ashen, so it's kinda neither. I couldn't find my Ashen Grey. My Ashen Grey. So I mixed up something with Dawnstone and Abaddon Black. So yeah, so it's not Ashen Grey in the truest sense, but it is very close. So yeah, Ashen Grey it is. Ashen Grey is the closest to that. The heresy train has no brakes. The pace has slowed down quite a lot, for which I'm sorry. So I think next up should be hang on, I do want to first pick out a different music track. Some lo-fi. I enjoyed that quite a lot, actually. So, okay, it's 10 PM. I think I'll go keep going for a little longer, but you know, that would be the sensible thing to do. Dryad Bark. The Inquisitor says, if you want to make a reaction on the Reggie World War I mod video, I would be in for that. The guy is just ridiculously funny. Just don't become a reaction content channel. No. I never want to do that. So, the first, like, I always thought in my head that reaction content is like super easy and always a surefire hit, right? Especially if you're reacting to popular stuff. And to prove that theory, I once did a reaction to the Horus, like the Horus Heresy trailer when it came out. And that trailer actually blew me away, so my reaction was actually quite genuine and surprised. And because I was activated, you know, my gray cells, my gray matter was firing, I actually had some, like, what I think to be cool commentary after that. So that video is still probably my best performing video on this channel, right after the short about my Horus Heresy conversion miniature. So, you know, that's when you usually go down the slippery slope, and I did for a short while. I did some reactions to the trailers for Dark Tide, and I also reacted to one of the videos, what was it again? Project Morningstar or something? Yeah, Project Morningstar, I think. But I really don't want to do that. It also feels so sad. Like, I am sad when I do that. Because it's like, okay, I don't get anything done this month. Let's crank out a reaction and hope it's good. And I just don't think it's good. I'm not happy with that. Heinrich says, in my opinion, reactions are good streaming content, but not good video content. Yeah, that's probably the right way to go about it, right? Like, sometimes I think, like, oh, I do wanna, like, it feels like a friend is in the room, right? When you watch reaction content, at least that's for me. That's the case for me, so I kinda do wanna have the same thing going. But, yeah, I'm sure I'll do a reaction video sometime in the future, but I honestly really try to avoid them. It just feels like such cheap content. Yeah, okay, okay, that reaction is different. So my girlfriend says, technically I did a reaction stream 2 days ago when we reacted to the new videos. But, you know, that doesn't count. Maybe I'll do that for the eventual gaming channel that Heinrich and I wanna found. Maybe that's an idea. Apark says, yes, yes, I remember you said you mixed instead of True Ashen. I think the blend has turned out quite well. Oh, thank you very much. I think it's very close to Ashen Grey, so especially after a wash, it's indistinguishable. It should be indistinguishable. Sorry for the bad camera work. I just need to hit these last few spots. Reactions are good streaming content, but not good video content. I mean, yeah. I think you're kind of right. Our community is a very tough crowd to please. I actually don't think so. I just have very high standards for myself, right? So, for example, I currently have a video in the pipeline that I'm currently working on. For actually, I can show you the miniature for this guy right here, right? This, all things considered, is a pretty cool Stormcast, right? Am I the only one who thinks that? I think he turned out very well. The reason I haven't made a video on this guy is because it was so easy. It was so goddamn easy to paint this guy. And I'm just like, where's the twist? Where's something cool? Where's a gimmick? And I just have none. It's just a straightforward painting guide. And I've been so struggling with that. I did this guy like in September last year. And I don't know what to do. The Inquisitor says reaction content is uncreative and not that good content. I don't like it normally. However, I love to see people react to the Dark Ram Moss, and some reaction channels actually are at interesting stuff. Yeah, that's what I think as well. I think going forward, if I ever do a reaction and I don't have like good commentary, I just don't do it. I just won't upload it. I think that's kind of fair. I don't have that high expectations to please. Would you believe me if I kinda know that? Like, anything is better than nothing. But I just have so high standards for myself. Maybe too high standards. I'm kinda where Heinrich was at last year. Where he couldn't finish his videos because he was unhappy of how they were turning out. And now he's about to surpass me for this year. Can't let that happen. So, to bring a little bit more color into the mix, I do want to paint the blanket that he has wrapped around on his saddle. That he has wrapped upon his saddle in a nice reddish color, because it is the accent color for the Death Korps. And I think it's just an easy W in terms of color. No way. About that, I deleted my video project on accident? No fucking way. Hang on, dude.
What?
No. You don't tell me that you fucking deleted your video project. No, dude. No. You fucker. No. This is a troll comment. I don't fucking believe you. No. No. That did not happen. That's a troll comment right there. He said it, yeah, he said it, but I don't believe him. I'm here like every stream, so you do something right, I guess. I mean, yeah, sure. I'm always happy that you're still showing up. There have been quite a lot of people who have followed me for a very long time, and then basically at some point stopped showing up. And every time that happens, I'm like, no, did I fall off? Of course, it doesn't weigh on me, you know, like to a dangerous degree, but I always think like, oh no, did I fall off? The hype from the stream yesterday? Oh yeah, so open Windows, return point and go from there. Yeah. I think DaVinci should still have your save files intact at some point. And again, I don't believe you. No, you fucker. I don't believe you. I think you want to throw me off. Chop. Illustrator boy. By the way, your stream is a bit quiet. I just got an ad and it blew my ears. Did you get an ad? You get an ad on my stream? What? Like during the stream? For real? That shouldn't be, like, for real? Can you clarify? On a different tab. Oh, okay. Never got an ad? Yeah, okay. Because that's how I said it. I said monetization on, but only for the VOD. Not for the stream, because I think that's just the most annoying thing in the world. Yeah, got one at the start? Yeah, okay, yeah. No, that's fine. I think I can't even do anything about that. I think YouTube just plays that anyways, if I want it or not. So yeah, but you shouldn't get any ads, like, during the stream. I tried that once, because actually Theinrich told me that it was customary on Twitch that ads would roll in the middle of the stream, so I tried that once. And people just said, hey, why is there an ad running? I hate that. And I was like, yeah, fair enough, I hate that too. Sorry, I just stopped doing it. I literally tuned you on my headphones, so yeah, you're a bit quiet. Oh shit. Google wants all the monies. How is it now? Maybe the microphone was a little bit far away. I actually thought so. I actually had Theinrich overtuned on the stream that we two did. Do you guys hear the music alright? Or do I need to turn that up as well? I didn't do a test recording before this. Ugh. Okay. Music is fine? You have music on? Okay, which one is it? Yeah, I have music on. Though the lo-fi now is very quiet, hang on. I'm turning it up a little bit. Tell me if that's too loud. I did write down my perfect OBS settings, but I lost them, so I kind of have to do that all again. Couldn't be bothered to check that out before the stream though, I'm sorry. I can hear the music, but again my headphones are on 150%. Yeah, okay. Oh. I put the music now a lot louder than it was before. Tell me if you guys notice any difference. You've been watching my streams without music? God damn, guys. Maybe you do like me. Which one would I want to do? Mornfing Brown. I want to do the belt around his hip. How long have we been streaming, by the way? 2.5 hours. Okay. Let's keep going for a short little while. Okay. Just one thing brown just to accentuate all of this stuff. Does anybody know from the top of their head what color these things are? Not quite sure. Yeah, weird, like why is this guy talking while I try to listen to music? I don't know, dude. I actually am quite the fan, or I used to be a huge fan of like ASMR, but not like the weird kind of stuff, but the stories, like narration and audio dramas and stuff, and like narrated stories. So I actually am always trying to take special care of my audio mixing in my videos. It's just that sometimes I'm not quite sure if it works so well. Remnant of Chaos, for the first time. In life, war, in death, peace. In life, shame, in death, atonement. That man. I like how it's the Remnant of Chaos that knows the creed of the Kriegers. Very cool, man. Thank you for joining the stream. Glad to have you here. Inquisitor XD. But not the weird kind of stuff. Yeah, guys, sure. I'm doing Krieg myself. Oh, goddamn, dude. So right now? Cool, that's so cool. Which unit are you painting? Combat Engineers? The Rough Riders? The Marshal? I want to know all about it. If you care to elaborate, that is. I'm into this, but not the weird kind of stuff. Is there any other kind? There is. If you look hard enough. But yeah, I'm just a fan of like when audio is mixed well. Especially in audio dramas. Yeah. So I try my best with the audio in streams and videos. It's just that sometimes I just don't know what I'm doing. And sometimes I feel like my headphones are just different to everybody else's headphones on the entire planet. Because when I did the test recording with Theinrich yesterday, he sounded fine to me. But when I listened to the stream to the VOD, he was like so much louder than I was. And then he got quieter again, so I don't know, dude. It's like I'm some sort of anime protagonist who still has to learn. None of them, as I haven't gotten the box yet. Right now I'm painting one of my chimeras. But I need a break from painting my 60 Krieg soldiers. Jesus Christ. 60 Krieg soldiers. God damn, dude. What a soldier. Hats off to you. Yeah, chimeras are always nice. I would love to paint one again as well. But I have a bunch of Tauruxes, so, you know. As good, I think. Ooh, another man of culture? Yeah. Heinrich says, oh my god, I know, right? Part of it is just me shifting around on my desk. Sometimes I'm closer to my mic, sometimes further away. Yeah, I think we need to do some sort of baseline for your mic. Because I have found basically the perfect distance that I need to be away from my mic. But with me it's just a thing of mixing. So I was kinda quiet because I'm an idiot. Yeah. Can't wait to paint all of my Kriegers as well. I've got, you know, close to 50 soldiers as well as 4 Tauruxes and a bunch of tanks. Not all Krieg, most of them proxy, like this Rough Rider for example. And just got them cheap off eBay. And yeah, that's where it's at. What is happening here? Is this part of the armor plate? No. Get out of here. Let's get some fang on that. 50 guardsmen? Yeah, I wish. There will be a video coming out relatively soon, though it'll take a lot of, like, mostly editing and scripting to do that. Where I organize my entire, you know, army in a lore accurate sense. If you kind of know what I'm getting at. I want to have my entire army completely planned through with like proper squad numbers and stuff. It's like squads, companies, detachments, and so on. And I am going to make an entire video about that because I think it's just always so cool to watch the logistics of a proper army. As I have this this brush out right now, I will take care of his mask with some Zandri dust. But yeah, okay, by the way, Chaos, I don't know why I really asked about the new Krieg models. So did you order the box? And if so, what did you pay for that? Because like the cheapest option that I saw was like on a third-party website selling the box for like 140 euros. Which for me would have been too much. So the hype died down at that very moment, for me at least. I decided to only get the combat engineers, if even. Shit. Okay. I bought it for 140 from the Danish site. Bingo. That's what I thought. Well done, well done. I think, again, I don't think it got much cheaper than that, but at least you got a cheap alternative to the Games Workshop price. I don't know what they sell it for. I think it's like 180, 190 or something. That's just insane for 17 miniatures. But Jan, one of them is a big character model and another one is an artillery piece. I don't care, dude. That's too much. But again, you know, Warhammer hobbyists complaining about prices. Ooh, wow. Original, aren't we? Daring today. What's that? I tried to give my Kriegers a red eye lenses on their mask. I mean, that's good. I think that's a rather classic approach. Something that I probably will do probably as well. just cleaning up the pauldron. Sorry if this is a little bit hard to see. This whole dry brushing, slab chopping experience so far went so quickly down south. It's like as if I'm doing half speed painting, half miniature rescue. This did not work out at all. You do the 174th, 143rd? I actually have to admit I'm kind of a poser here. No, I am doing neither. I'm not doing a strictly lore-accurate regiment. I am trying to find a way to portray the Warden faction from the game Foxhole with my Kriegers. Because, let me just quickly show you. These guys are basically, like, most of the Kriegers that I have basically look like this. So the old Cadian shock troop kit with some proxy helmets and proxy backpack. I got them from eBay. Of course, I've got a bunch of Kriegers as well, but these are like the bulk. So I want to use them to portray my one of the factions in one of my favorite games that I play, which is Foxhole. And I think it works very nicely. And that faction also has like a very close look to what you're seeing here, so it kind of works out. But yeah, I'm not trying to portray the 143rd Corps from the Warhammer lore. 40k is very I try to give my 40k is very original. We laugh about the same memes we already laughed about 20 years ago, and we still will laugh about it in 20 years. It is the Bane Blade. I think I butchered that that meme. Haven't heard that one in a long while. But yeah. I mean, it kind of fits the theme of the verse, right? Stagnation. I'm doing my own regiment as well. Ooh, are you? What is your color combination? So what are you doing? The problem with the faction that I want to try to portray is that they already look like basically the basic Kriegers. I don't know. Maybe I need to do something else. Walk slowly and carry a big gun. Oh yeah. Grey coat and dark green armor. Ooh, so yeah, that's not one of the standard ones. I mean, definitely sounds like it would work. I know that the green coat, dark grey armor works, so why not other way around? Sure. Sure, looks good, man. If you want, I do have an Instagram account and as well as my my email address in my YouTube description. So if you want, if you have any pictures ready that you might want to send me, I'd be happy to look at it. Just, you know, as I look at anything else. I just love what people are doing. I love to have a look. So, how do we move on from here? I think the rest might be a little bit too delicate. For the stream at least. And now I'm also growing kind of tired. Dude, we have 11 people watching on YouTube and 2 people watching on Twitch. Oh, I'm so sorry. I would love to carry on, but it is already 10:30 on my end. I wasn't prepared to have such good of a turnout. Thank you guys so much for joining the stream. But I think this is possibly where I have to end it. I think in the next stream, in the next painting stream, we will do some old world painting. maybe we'll try and mess around with the no, the next stream will be Kriegers as well, but that time infantry. And I want to get one of these guys completely done in 20 minutes max. Because again, this is supposed to be a speed painting guide, so that's what I try and figure out next stream. This guy I'll finish, I think, off camera, just to get, you know, a feel for the kind of color scheme that we're trying to work with. And otherwise, coming up on stream will be the Stirland General for Warhammer the Old World. Because, you know, we did do this during the last stream of the year. He did turn out very cool, so yeah. Holy shit, so many messages. The Inquisitor says, the Purple Orc army is the funniest shit ever, especially when you start big laughing next to someone not knowing 40k at all. Oh yeah, great meme. Cheers and have a great night. Got a new subscriber, see you next time. Thank you, Vash. Thank you, Vash. Sorry. Have a great time at work. I hope, yeah, I hope it won't be too straining. The Olive Tree says hello, and I unfortunately have to say goodbye. See you next time, Olive Tree. And the Inquisitor, guess who has 150 purple orcs? Jesus Christ, dude. Yeah, my Twitch viewers, yeah. So cool. Alright, guys. Have a good night. Thank you so much for showing up. It was great fun. I'll be very much looking forward to the next stream, which will possibly be either this weekend or like next week on Monday again. I'll just see you around. Thank you guys so much. Have a great night. And as always, stay safe and have fun painting. Shall we?